I think we were on the docket, I think, for the last meeting and thought, hey, let's wait until the season is complete. And so I think if you were to kind of take go back to the beginning of the season and look at expectations for the season, I think they surpassed probably what anybody's expectations were for them. As the season got going, they kept performing better and better and better. And when you get down to it, I think they really represented us well. And I think the community came out and supported them. I think that was awesome to see everything kind of come together. But talk about these four seniors. And I'll let my wife talk too. But in watching these four seniors, was something I thought was pretty special. We got four seniors and then 4 freshmen. Is that what we're sitting at? And just to see the seniors and how we have a sophomore, Bradley's down there. I was thinking there was somebody besides that 4 and 4. But just their attitude throughout the season impressed me because being an upperclassman and then having freshmen that come in and play quite a bit. You watch them, and I watched them a lot on the bench. They don't know that I constantly watched the attitudes and how much they celebrated each other and how they really became a team. I think that was truly important to their success and really key to building a good team. And so we got seniors, Kaylin Bucklew.
Bring them all up.
Come on
We're gonna get a picture. Dave.
What?
Dave.
Then we got freshman Blakely Clark. Brooklyn Bewley, Abby Ward, and Boston freshman. And then coach, my wife Kaylee Davis.
Hang on before they take pictures. Coach, you want to tell us about the honors that they got? I know there's.
So after completing district, we met as coaches of the district and selected Jocelyn and Brooklyn both to the first team, all district. And Briley also got second team all district. And then also upon completion of the state tournament just a couple weekends ago, Brooklyn was selected for the all region team. So very proud of them.
Coach, come book in her and get in that picture so we can get it posted. Yeah.
I just want to say how much fun y'all were to watch this season. And how much I loved that
You
our
can,
community
yeah.
showed up in a big way and filled the stands. That was really cool.
Say cheese.
2, 3.
Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Kathy. I'm going to put on a photo credit by Kathy Ritchie.
There you go.
All right. You don't have to stay, girls. Y'all can leave at this time if you want. I know you don't want to hear all
job,
this school
though.
business. Coach, you want to give your coach's report real fast while you're there?
Report. All right, we're in the middle of several sports. We got 100% participation in track. If you have a
Whether
kid,
they like it or not.
if you have a kid, we have 100% participation in track. It's been really good. Getting everybody out there and getting everybody competing. I think that was kind of my mindset in going into track is track develops mental toughness, and then the other part of it is getting everybody together. It's the one sport that we can get everybody into one location, and I feel like we need to start supporting one another. We ended up with a student section at the girls' basketball game and had kids there. But, if you go through our other sports, we're really kind of hit and miss. And so having everybody at the track meets, I think, is vital. A good track program doesn't have kids sitting out in the sun all day. They're normally off their feet and in the shade. But we've kind of told the coaches this year, hey, don't harp on that stuff too much. We want them getting around each other and supporting their teammates, and hopefully that'll carry over into everything that we do. Baseball and softball are both in district now. I think our basketball girls, their first game was Ponder. It was a district game. But the softball team is in a good spot. We dropped a game to Pilot Point right before spring break. Right before spring break. Really, we're trying to win that one. We had already beat Ponder. We're sitting in a good spot. We just need to take care of the teams that we're supposed to get into the playoffs. And the boys baseball is kind of the same deal. We beat Pilot Point right before the break. Baseball is a little different. Baseball plays the same team on Tuesday night and Friday night. A lot of people went to that for pitch counts, and so you don't end up if one team has a really good stud pitcher and you don't run the chance of running into him twice. And so baseball went to that, but we got Callisburg this week. Hopefully we can come away with 2 wins this week and put us in a good spot. We take care of a couple of teams. Played Boyd last week. Boyd was the number 1 team in the state, and they're good. I felt like our boys competed well at times. We just need more competition throughout the game. Once we got out of the first inning over there, it was 3-0, and so we just gave up 7 in the first. And so we're getting there. Made changes in the weight room, and really just trying to get us more explosive and get more buy-in out of it. So.
Sorry to do that turn. I only let you go because I know y'all got to go to games.
I just got back from the junior high track meeting, and these two are playing tonight. And so we got 7:00 games, and so it's awesome for a 6-year-old to start at 7. Bedtime's at 8. But and we came out of spring break, and he said, "I want a haircut like Mr. Womack." And so
he got a haircut. He got his money's worth.
Hey, I can tighten that up a little bit. I can tighten it up, boy. Let's go.
Yeah, it needs one of those little lines up there. Yeah, you know that.
Abel had he's been asking me for wild thing. I said, okay, over spring break you can have wild thing. So
like a little.
That's right.
Oh, you had to clean it up, the wild thing. Yeah. I like it. That's funny. Well, good luck tonight. Hit a home run.
I'm going to go see if I can sign in for public forum.
Do what now?
I'm going to go see if I can sign in.
Gotcha.
Nobody signed in for the public forum. Okay. We can go to consent agenda.
All right. Let's see. All right, consent agenda.
Sorry.
Push this circle at the bottom. There you go. There you go.
Mine's at 20%.
I move that the VBISD School Board approve the consent agenda as presented.
All right, so we have a motion by Kathy Ritchie to approve the consent agenda.
A second.
There's a second by Christy.
Yep.
All right. So, any questions, any discussion before we call a vote? All right. All in favor of approving the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right. Consent agenda is approved.
Okay.
Okay.
Down to principals reports.
Okay.
Are they coming? Should I leave us?
Say Charlie, maybe.
They're not coming.
Say Chris is.
You said.
Oh.
They're not coming.
It's,
No, I'll just put it by this little folder. How about that?
You
there
got
you
it.
go.
And he'll have it for later. You're welcome.
Did you ever make it to a basketball game?
Yes.
Which one did you go watch?
The one versus Houston. That was a great.
You got the. That was a
Oh,
win.
and Tech you did.
That was a win, right? They beat. Oh,
Very exciting win
my daughter was at that game.
at the end.
That was a. She was sending me pictures. That was a loud game.
It was very loud.
Yeah, it's
But
fun.
it was a good one to go to.
That blown ACL broke my heart. Ruined basketball for me this year. Well,
It's all right. There's next year.
yeah. Well, new team, but
Men's or
we'll see.
Women's. I'm sorry, men's.
Yeah.
Women's was not very good. Football's not very good. Okay. I put
Oh, they
the
did.
I put the enrollment in there and attendance as of today. I didn't put anything on passing rate because the end of the 6 weeks isn't here yet.
Okay.
So that's why that's not listed.
Already the fifth 6 weeks. Almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
We're at the tail end.
2 weeks, yeah,
I
2.5
know, Will said
weeks.
something like,
We're at the tail
8 weeks, and I'm a senior, and I was like, shut up.
Yeah. Okay, on the back, I put our upcoming events between now and the next board meeting. I think I missed any.
What do we got?
We have book fair next week in the elementary, so we're gonna do a family night on Monday for families to be able to come in and purchase if they want to. Then we've got Easter parties, professional development, which is jam-packed full of fun stuff. And then our pre-K kinder registration for next year is in a couple of weeks. And we're doing that in the evening this year rather than during the day. Y'all have probably already seen the flyer, but it was on Facebook before spring break. And then we dive right into STAR testing. So, and then I updated our
Is there not one in
spreadsheet.
March for STAR testing? Didn't there used to be?
Before it was all digital. All writing exams were in March.
When they
could
did
get
the
them
writing one,
graded and
that's
get them
what it
back to
was.
us, and now it's all digital.
Gotcha.
So they're 2 weeks apart. That first week is the 8th and the 9th for us, and then 2 weeks later we'll do math
Oh, okay.
for 3rd and 4th.
They're windows now. Actually, we don't test all this. Like, there's windows of opportunity instead of just one day now.
Yeah. So they open it on a certain date and then it closes on a
Right.
date. So
And
you
you
can
get to
pick
choose
in
for your
there.
district.
Yes.
I like that.
Can you elaborate on the professional development? Is that a student deal? Is that a,
That is one of our scheduled PD days where the kids have a holiday and the teachers come in. And so we'll have designated trainings for them. Like Magic School AI is coming. Well, they're not coming. It's a virtual training, but we'll have
Because it's
a
AI.
variety. Yeah. It's just a variety of trainings that day. And the elementary is packed that day. We have a bunch of stuff going on.
She's drinking before she came up here.
No, it's funny though. I did laugh.
She's in rare form tonight.
You're at 364 kids.
Yes.
Move in one at a time. Okay.
We had one, he's probably not reflected on here. We had one that came today and registered and started in 3rd grade of all the grades. Our biggest grade.
It's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
87.
Your pre-K, is that mostly Valley View kids?
Yes, I think we've got
So-
4 that are transfers and everybody else is a Valley View kid.
So that you'll for sure have those plus
Yes,
whatever is at PDO or,
exactly.
Lucky,
And I think
lucky.
all 4 of those that transfer, one of them will likely go to a different district because his mom works at a different district, but all the other ones have siblings that transfer here already.
oh, okay.
So they'll,
So you'll probably keep most of your pre-Kers. Wow.
Wow. A lot of kids.
that's all I have.
95%. We can see that. That's a good job.
I'm sorry, yeah.
No, it's a good job. Yep.
Daisy and Tracy, hounding those parents for
No mo?
Evening.
Good evening.
Evening.
Middle school's looking solid. Our total enrollment is 258 students.
How many?
258.
258. 62 in 5th grade, 60 in 6th grade, 79 in 7th grade.
Ooh, that's a big one.
That is the grade. That's the big one. And 57 in 8th grade. Overall, our attendance rate is hovering at 95%. A decimal here and there off between each grade level, but overall it's 95%. And like Allison, we don't have we're not at the end of the 5th 6 weeks. But what Ms. Tynes and I do is we do print a failure report and we start bringing kiddos in, start planning with them. Hey, you got 2 weeks. What can we do? How can we help you? You're on the cusp with this class. How can we help you get these grades turned in and assignments turned in? So we have that big before the end of the 6 weeks push, trying to encourage kids and trying to help them if they need that. Right now, working with staff as we gear up towards STAR test, meeting with them, PLCing with them, looking at data and talking about how we're preparing. So we're kind of at that point where a lot of the teachers are wrapping up their curriculum, and it usually ends with about 10 days left or so before STAR test if we start talking about how we're going to review what teach, what standards, what skills we need to work with to shore up. So that's where we are right now.
They just finished interim testing.
Correct.
So
So we just finished our second round of interim testing. We look at the data and we identify some of the teaks that, or the skills that students struggled with. And some of the staff I've already started meeting with, and one staff member particularly decided, hey, that's something I taught back in August or September. So, okay, good. We're looking at that. Now we need to bring it back up and put it in front of the kids and keep that knowledge and those skills fresh in front of their memory. So.
So do y'all get the interim test scores back like quickly? I mean,
Oh
right
yeah,
away?
before the day's over, in fact, and we can run it, and I mean, I start looking at it before the day's over, as soon as let me hold back, because we have absences, and I want those
Sure,
kids to
like,
be,
yeah.
as soon as they're tested and they have their data,
But
they're
it's
just,
pretty instant.
yeah, it's pretty instant.
I don't
Are
wait.
they
I don't
doing
wait.
it on
I don't wait on the sick kids. Next morning, I'm asking him where we at. He knows. He's
Are
smiling
they
because
on the
I'm in there the
iPad?
next day. Am I checking
Chromebooks
on
and
it?
Oh,
iPads,
the interim testing is just like the,
just like the
Okay.
same, it's the same platform as the actual STAR
which is
test.
smart.
Which
yeah.
is good, so,
Yeah.
and then that, you talking about preparing the students for STAR tests and talking to the teachers about reviewing, is if that's the only day they see that platform,
Yeah.
we need to
We're
also
setting them up for
train
failure.
them on the tools and the skills of using the platform, so. Yep.
Thank you,
Thank you.
John. Thank you, John.
Yes, sir.
Dibs. Dibs.
So an ongoing theme seems to be EOC. For us, it's EOC. For everybody else, it's STAR testing. So we've come out of the doldrums of the 4th and 5th 6 weeks. We roll into the 6th 6 weeks, and you know that can flatline sometimes for you in high school. And I think our teachers have been doing a pretty good job of pushing kids. I know our attendance, I got a couple of kids that are kind of not doing that great on attendance, but for the holistic part of it, we're doing a pretty good job. With that being said, so we're doing pull-outs, we're doing boot camps. We've got kids grouped by levels, and then we're going to try to move those levels. Of course, you've got a kid that's at meets, we're going to try to get them to masters, and those that are masters, we're going to try to keep them there. So we've actually got comprehensive lists about who performed how on the interim testing. So what we're going to do is we're already started that process in English, and then we're going to roll into math. Coach was just here, who's been doing our math, and a couple of our math teachers, and then for biology for sure. U.S. history is kind of a one-off, so we'll see how we're going to go about that. We're really focused on English and math. Second thing is UIL is this Friday. So last year we had 25. This year we've got 40 going, and then our goal for next year then would be 60. So that's kind of the ongoing theme is we're going to grow that each year. So we're excited about that. A lot of kids signed up. We had more signed up at the beginning, but UIL is kind of one of those funky things. It's hard to get them up here at 7 o'clock on a Friday sometimes. So we're going to do the best we can to get at least the 40 this year, and then our goal next year is the 60. And then the last thing probably for the high school is we roll into this time of year is free agency for us. It comes to staff and teachers. So some are going to egress out, and we're going to try to start recruiting. Actually interviewed some people today, interviewed some folks last week. So we're excited about some of the candidates we have, and we've already got some people already on board and saying they're going to join us. We'll get them a contract, and then we'll get moving forward in that. And then the last thing is keep seniors on the tracks headed towards May, right? So keep everybody on that track.
How was prom?
It was great.
Good.
Our prom was really good. We had a new DJ, and KD did a great job, and the kids loved her. And it was our prom it's a little odd because our kids show up a little late, and then a lot of them leave early. But we kind of let it out there. No, this year you got to stick around until 10 o'clock. We're going to pick the king and queen, and then after that, then you can regress. So by 10:45, it was like practically empty. But the kids had a great time. It was a great
Good.
venue. The weather was warm.
Could you
Good
believe
for the
that in
girls.
February?
Got blessed. We were not going to schedule again on Easter weekend. I was like, I'm not doing it. So we didn't do that.
If you did that, we couldn't have the athletic banquet.
It's Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
And you are in banquet season,
Yeah,
or
so
about to be.
Yes, about to. So the Lord blessed us with good weather. Kind of took care of it, except on Easter. So, any questions for me?
How many? What's the attendant? I mean, how many?
61.
260 as today is 261.
Okay.
We dropped one today.
Yeah, the foreign exchange student.
Like to go home?
Yes, go.
Oh. They just had it
But
early?
his attendance rate is 95.42.
Not that he's paying attention or anything.
Not that I don't pay attention.
All right, guys, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Jesse with curriculum and instruction.
Good.
Mr. Newton, he gave you some homework here, ladies. Looks like that's what Jesse's going to talk about.
Yeah. Start with the GT report. This is the 24-25 GT report. This Ty sent this to me. Just again, kind of go over it, but it kind of just goes over information about how many of our students, what percent of our enrollment is. About 7% of our students are identified as GT. Talks about how what we do is our project pullouts, and at the high school, try to base field trips, specific project-based curriculums. On the next page, And if you come back to anything, I'm just kind of doing a high-level overview. It talks about the demographics, the percentage, of how the breakdowns are. And then you continue on, it talks about how our GT students did on STAR and EOC. And this, again, this goes back to 24-25 school year. And, just kind of focusing on the STAR page, STAR EOC page, you can see that as we would expect, our GT students generally perform pretty solidly, again, that's what we expect. And then on the back page, she has the concerns. Again, this was 24-25 coming for this year. Generally, we do this earlier in the year, but we had put other things going, so we're getting to this now.
Who's over GT this year?
It was Ms. Tyson.
Oh, okay. For the whole school?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Who?
Times.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. Okay. Okay.
Gordon still did middle school?
Okay, but she's, I would assume so. I don't know.
I believe, Ms. Tynes oversees it for the district. At the high school, it's Ms. Williams,
Oh, she's good.
right, Mr. Chris? Ms. Williams at the high school.
For GT.
GT, Ms. Williams. Yes, that's right. Middle school,
Barthol, I believe.
Barthold and Gordon, I believe. Is that right?
Well, Gordon's been really doing, I think she's focusing on the counseling thing.
Okay, I didn't know if she was still helping out with that.
Is that right? Is that right? Oh, who was 7-8?
Gordon.
Gordon? Okay.
Elementary, GT.
Oh, yeah.
You look at that.
She is great. That's a good pick for that. Okay.
How are kids chosen for GT again?
Nomination,
Jesse first starts.
basically teachers, parents
Anybody can
make nominations.
nominate him. Yeah. You
And
can nominate
also,
somebody.
reviewing-
Hell, I had to, because I mean, never mind, it's it doesn't matter, it's 2020, but is the parent the right person to nominate a kid, or is it, I mean, I would figure a teacher would see.
I think you have to be tested. I think they nominate you to be tested.
Yes, you go through a test. There is a test to find out where you
Okay.
qualify, that you have to
Yeah.
meet certain criteria, but the nominations can be done by a teacher or a parent.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are times that.
Because everybody thinks their kid's gifted.
Well, it's interesting how it works, because there's sometimes the teachers, it's a teacher will see it first, or it's a parent who'll say, hey, I'd like to see if my kid is.
Yeah, I mean, are the most dynamic teachers? I mean, do we have the right people?
What happens is, depends on if you're self-contained in elementary. A lot of diagnoses,
I know.
a lot of things that we find in kids happen in elementary school. That's just developmentally. That's where we see these things happen. So by the time they get in junior high and high school, we've already identified them. Then we're trying to enrich them and meet them where they're at. That type of thing. Not to say that you can't have a junior high or high school kid come in and need to be evaluated.
For GT?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'll be
it
honest
could
with
be
you.
they're new to it,
Some
too.
kids, if they're new to the district, but also some kids who are GT, I know you don't want to hear this, but characteristically, if there's a kid that's rubbing you the wrong way and they irritate you and you want to headbutt that kid metaphorically, you might want to test that kid. That means if they challenge you and those type of things, those are signs of GT.
And GT can also go from, literally, it can range, it doesn't necessarily have to be academic.
Leadership is
Gifted in music
in leadership and
and other
things.
things.
yeah.
So you could have somebody who's GT in math and can't fight their way of a paper bag in ELAR.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. I mean, you see just different things, and sometimes we think, well, they're GT, so they're just across the board, just tops at everything. It doesn't mean that. It means they just have a very high aptitude and it could be more than one area.
And there's a thing called dual exceptionalism. I'll use my son as to not to breach FERPA. I had a son who graduated who is ADHD out of his mind, which is a disability, but also is GT. So you can be serviced by two different programs. Yeah. So, go ahead. Sorry, I was just. Hey, it was just a little GT 101 right there.
And
So
also
that's-
in high school, they have certain requirements expected of the GT. To be in the GT program, they have to meet certain things, whether it's like
Damn.
classes or UIL academics and such. So. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
ESL EB program report. Emergent Bilingual. Ms. Hoosman got this ready for me. Generally, we do this a little early in the year, but we're just now getting to it. It talks about what's the purpose of the Emergent Bilingual program. ESL English is a second language, EB Emergent Bilingual, EL English Learner. These all kind of mean the same thing. They're not exactly, but they relatively mean the same thing. Program overview, 24-25 school year, the district served approximately 156 emergent bilingual students district-wide. We're about that same number this year. Obviously, we do it through a dual language program in grades pre-K through 5. And then the services going beyond that, the rest of them, grades 6 through 12. As we move to the bottom of the page and to the next page, look at the student outcomes going to the TELPAS. In TELPAS, the goal is to get our students to go from wherever they are to advanced high opt-out. That's the whole thing. TELPAS measures that progress. And there's the results. Last year, we had 8% of our EBs at advanced high. We had 18% at beginner. And then the rest are in between, with the intermediate and advanced. And this goes, when it comes to that speaking and listening. And we've talked about this in the past where TELPAS, the ratings took a huge hit, and I don't remember how many years ago now, pre-COVID, when they started transitioning to students speaking in AI. It's literally AI that's deciding whether they are meeting the verbal. It used to be that the teachers were raters. You had these teachers had to go through this rigorous rating, and then they would listen to the kids and they would rate them. And then once the state went to students speaking to a microphone, the amount of students rating high enough it just plunged. And what they were finding out, though, is the students were feeling extremely awkward talking into a microphone. That's part of it. We still struggle with that. We're getting better. It's not just here. It's across the state. It's getting students to feel comfortable in this quiet room, speaking loud enough, but yet speaking like they're talking to somebody because they're actually being recorded. Yeah. And so,
Jesse, I have a little quick question.
And that's the struggle, to be descriptive, to use descriptive words.
Jesse, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you know how many kids exited TELPAS
No, I don't
last year?
have that.
Okay. I was just curious. I saw the report, thought I would ask.
Star performance, we covered this in the taper, but we have it back on here. In all grades, all subjects on the star, we actually saw our EBs be about 5 points better on the passing rate approaches. On the meets grade level and above, 5 points higher, and there's no change in the masters. ELAR saw a slight increase. Math, kind of flat line from the year before. This one from 24 to 25. Challenges and opportunities. Again, the challenge is what it is, trying to help these students read, understand, and speak English fluently and well enough to do well and to do well in life. And, as we're talking about this with the parents talking about the dual language program transitioning to a late exit transitional program, and we think that will help.
What does that mean?
It means focusing on the students who need it most. That's the best way I can say that. Where the EBs will be the ones that are receiving the service.
Correct me if I'm wrong on it, Jesse, but basically they're going from a dual language where it's English and Spanish, both trying to learn Spanish, to where it's more primarily going to be Spanish, focusing on Spanish speakers learning the English.
And with the percentage, with it stair stepping.
Right. That's the way I understand the change.
Bueno.
So it won't be dual language anymore?
That's correct. We're transitioning out of dual language into a transition ESL program.
Okay.
And that's exactly.
Is that because of teaching staff? Is it because we're not able to get?
It's actually looking at student data, trending data, and what's best for students.
Okay.
We have some of our English-speaking students who are regressing and not. They're working in that classroom, but they're not performing at their level too. So we got to look at all students in that body of work.
And it's not out of a lack of effort or lack of doing it. It's just it's not that there's not good coming out of it, but it's not maximizing what can be done to help the students who need it most. Is really and we were finding that we didn't feel like either group was benefiting to the maximum.
I agree, because I feel like that even with, we struggled to find teachers, so we had people teaching multiple grades. I mean, I felt like that was a tough Yeah.
But AI can, I mean, there's probably a massive opportunity to use those tools for this.
Well, we are exploring every program that we have to leverage our kids. We just have we have a large number of, not just EB is old school ESL, English as a second language, so it's emergent bilingual. But our emergent bilingual, they have another language spoken at home, primarily at home. And so we become the gatekeeper of the English language here. But if they're not academically sound in their home language, it's very difficult to learn academic language in a new language.
Right.
And so we feel like this is the best step for all students to make this transition.
And the other thing is, and we talked about this, is when it comes to all the other tests, obviously there's, ELAR, the science, there's a lot of reading in the history, social studies.
It's all reading.
A lot of reading in the science. There's a lot of reading in math. A lot of kids get tripped up in math because of the reading. And if you're struggling as a reader, whether you're ESL or just not, you're going to still struggle with math because it's not just straightforward math questions. A lot of it, and there's deception. There's a lot of deception in the way they word those questions nowadays, and you have to be really confident and understand what they're trying to do because they are going to try to
trick you.
Yeah, they're going to say, look over here while they're doing something else over here.
They're making those.
I'm going to ask another question. How many of, what was it, 6 years that we had dual language? Was it 8 years? I thought Ryan class.
7th graders was the first
Yeah.
one, and they started in kindergarten.
Okay. How many of those students do we feel actually learned and actually came out being able to speak Spanish?
How much can Casey speak?
Muy poquito.
She knows all the cuss words.
Probably 10%.
And I wouldn't disagree with that because I know my kids, Lissy was for the first couple of years, Ryan could for the first couple of years, and then they kind of digressed on what they could actually understand in the program.
Well, it's a diminishing skill. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
So.
And I never had it. So
We know.
I
We know.
mean,
English. We see your struggle. It's real.
no, but it's interesting because we had Miss Katie or Caddy.
Miss Caddy.
She was unreal good Spanish teacher. And I
We had
mean,
struggles after that.
no, but I mean, and I sit there and think about why she was good, and I guess the only reason I even think about it is because I mean, Catherine is still bilingual and can speak Spanish as good as she can speak English almost, but she uses it. But she was so demanding and had such high standards in that class. For those kids, I mean, is AI the answer? Is it the right people? I mean,
what Miss Caddy did really well is she kept it engaging. She
Yeah.
used multiple techniques and did multiple checks for understanding throughout.
Okay.
What she did is what we're actually trying to get most of our teachers to do. We're trying to get to
Okay.
the way she mixed in so many things because it can be
She was-
dull if you just throw it out there, but she did a
Yeah.
great job of using technology, of using different ways to get and to measure their feedback.
is there not? I mean, she was. I mean, that's not easy to hire. I know that, but I mean, is there a way to?
There's not that many out there.
No, I mean, I know there's not. I know there's not. I mean,
And another thing too, I didn't know her, but
yeah.
those, you're talking about teaching high schoolers that likely have a pretty strong foundation in their native language, and now they're just having to transfer that
Yeah.
language to
Okay.
their second. And we're talking about in elementary, those babies are still trying.
Where they're
to
still
build
trying to
their
learn how to
native language.
use general Spanish or English. Yeah. Okay.
So there's.
Well, it's just it's interesting. I mean, because I know that like Miss Caddy. I mean, that was. I mean, I watched what she did. I mean, all the different games. I mean, there's a lot of stuff they did on their phone.
And she used things like Duolingo and things like that.
Yeah. I mean,
Before it was even cool.
yeah. We still have the little. She used to give away Star Wars characters. We still have like a drawer full of them.
Well, that's Jesse's motivation.
Yeah, right there. Well, Billy's all about that. RDA report. This was
you have
released a
another
couple of
report?
months ago. Results-driven accountability. What I gave you is the summary. If you really, really want to go through the whole report, you can find it on the TEA website. Just to kind of the bottom line, when you go to the bottom where it says determination levels, So obviously there's the ESL category, there's the OSP, other special ops, which is your military connected, your foster, your homeless, and then there's your special education. So the performance level summary by each program helps lead to the determination levels at the bottom. Okay? So the overall, the high view is on our EBs. We came out at DL2, which means needs assistance. OSP and SPED, we came out at meets requirements level 1. The good news is we are not required, there are no significant disproportionalities that we have to report. There are no action plans. There's nothing we have to do further. It's just we continue to monitor. Now, if we go back up to the very top, you look at, there's a column that says 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. You want as many things under the 0 column. Okay? That's really what it comes down to. Now, this report, it focuses a lot on STAR, it focuses a lot on TELPAS, how we're doing in each different subject area. It even goes into discipline. Now, they're taking that out. There's been some transitions, but there's all kinds of things that it talks about. But most of our things will focus on the STAR and making sure that we're hitting certain cut points, and that's what that's talking about. So, but the more you have under the 0 column or even a 1, the better off you are, and that's how they create your determination level. So, on our ESL, we are a DL2. We're not that far from being into a meets requirements. We're just a little bit over that, so that's something that we're, kind of goes back to what we just talked about, things we're working on to help meet those cut points. Now, you can also get better, like you could have been a 3, and if you got a little better, you can move to a 2 in certain areas, like say EB math, things like that. So,
How many kids do we have in SPED and OSP?
you're asking me an interesting question. Other special, OSP is not a whole lot.
Yeah.
A lot of times, too, when you notice those SAs, it has to do with that we're not meeting minimum size requirements, so that there's certain things, but they still calculate it. On special education, I have not run that recently. We run about 18% overall, so I want to...
With speech and dyslexia, 18%.
Does that include dyslexia?
Yes, now
It
does.
includes
That
everything.
includes
Okay,
everything.
if they're getting speech or...
160 probably, if I had just round about 18%. I don't have that exact number, but
And then you said how many are viable?
it's the same. It's close to the same.
Okay.
We've been, in the past, I didn't exactly, but it's probably a little more than that. We've been running around 20 on emerging my way.
Okay.
That was my point earlier. It's a disproportionate amount that we have in elementary.
So,
I mean,
Why is that? Because they eventually get out of the program as they
it's
get
the
older?
dichotomy of our community.
Well, I understand that, but
and the
like,
other thing
you would
too-
think that if you start with...
if you're getting, the other thing that you can actually exit
Correct.
out.
Exit
That's what I'm
out,
saying, is 'cause
yeah.
as they get older, they exit out of the
Right.
program. Okay.
That's right.
That
That's
makes
the goal.
Yep.
You're right.
And also, I didn't say the middle column, those are all zeros. The federally required elements, that's what you want there. You want zeros. So, it's like even more, better than golf. You can do better than a 1, you get a 0.
TIA?
Oh, I'm gonna talk about TIA now. Because that's on the agenda.
Teacher incentive allotment.
Continuing to work on the teacher incentive allotment to help our teachers to get designated to where they can start earning more money. That's what the state, we talked about this, we know how the budgets are working, the state funding. And the state is saying, hey, we're going to put money in this area. So to compete and help our teachers, that's what we're doing. The application is due on April 15th. We're working on that. We got a meeting scheduled. We've been sending information out to our teachers, done surveys, and going to have an informational planning meeting coming up and try to make sure they all understand. We're going to try to get as many teachers. Our goal is to get basically as close to 100% of our teachers possibly to be eligible to be designated starting next year. There will be a data capture year next year, so if we get our application accepted, that's the first goal. Get your application accepted, you go into what's called the data capture year. And it's going to be based on using like our pre-tests and post-tests. And then what you do is then you compare using a rubric, the T-test evaluation, and their growth from their pre-test to their post-test. And so they have to hit certain levels in order to get certain designations.
Didn't we talk about this 2 or 3 years ago?
I think that was
Yes,
when
sir.
they did the...
Same program.
I thought you had to be...
It's been out for a
Okay,
little
where
while.
they
It's
had to
just
get
getting
like
the
a
process
master's
going.
teacher or something?
Well,
or-
That's one of the designations.
Yeah, it's one of the
Okay.
designations. So once you get your application accepted, then you go into the data capture year. Then at the end of that year, this all gets sent to Texas Tech. That's who evaluates the data. Texas Tech looks at it and says whether or not there's any skew. And if they find too much skew, say, between your T-test evaluation and their growth, say either teachers are getting great evaluation not showing growth or not getting good enough evaluation showing a lot of growth, that's skewed. And so then you could actually, like there's a school district that's recently got theirs slapped back down, and they're going to have to go through another data capture year. So even once you get your application, so that's why as administrators we're going to work on calibrating our T-test observations and other things, and training the teachers to understand even better what we're doing, and doing the pre-test and post-test in a STAR-like environment, and making sure that
What is the pre-test, post-test?
it depends. Like you get 9 weeks. The first 9 weeks, you literally take the test, and then you have a post-test. It'll be at a certain point at the end of the year, and you compare the amount based on how you set the growth measures. Like for example, a half the gap measure. So if a student made, because you don't expect students.
Based on their
The
students.
T's. Yeah, it's based on their students only.
Right.
But let's say you made a 40 on a pretest. Then you have the 60, so based on how much gap to a perfect score, then you either do a half the gap, quarter gap, 3/4 gap to determine what they need to hit to create what they call growth. And then they have to hit certain levels on their T-test on domains 2 and 3 in order to hit certain minimums, which would be basically you've got to be at least proficient, but you've got to be more than that accomplished.
And then y'all will set the state obviously sends an allotment, but then you set the.
Very good question. So based on who qualifies, we get the money. The state sends the money, and we have by August 31st to send to distribute that. We must distribute at least 90% of that allotment to the teacher.
To the teacher that gets the designation.
The teacher gets the designation.
So the other 10%.
We are allowed to keep 10% for district census.
For the district.
Yes.
And you can use that how you want, or is it?
Well, it needs to go back to
Administrative costs.
Administrative
Okay.
costs.
The
or
cost,
program
what it
costs.
costs us to, for those tests the kids
Okay.
take and
Like
things
they
like
don't
that.
pay for the things to help
Okay.
run the program.
Analysis.
But yeah, and then building in certain things to, like, does a teacher retire? How, if the teacher leaves before, things like that. So that's part of the application.
They weren't sure if the state was gonna fund it.
This is where the new money, what we call it, consider new money. If the teachers are going to make $100,000 a year, this is how it starts.
Now, and all this, we don't know where it's headed. The state obviously wants as many schools in it. Like right now, 50% of Region 11 schools are doing this. Half of the rest of them are in the process of getting there. So, in the next year or two.
Is this just classroom teachers that can?
Instructional,
It can be
chapter
anybody
20,
who's got
21,
instruction.
only instructional staff.
In
Is
COVID,
there-
no
is
way.
there-
Students, yeah.
Is there a cap?
Well, technically no.
That's what.
Technically no, but
Consider full
everything I've heard, they're going to come back and for some reason, somehow, if 50% of your teachers are qualified, they're going to come back and say probably.
Yeah, that's what.
And so I've heard they're pretty,
You're good. You're good.
and that's why that's important about the calibration. And us setting growth measures that aren't too hard, but aren't too easy, finding that just right.
Well, I'm glad we're doing it because, the first time we talked about this, it was kind of like a consensus that a lot of people didn't want to mess with it.
Well, Stokes didn't, but she was saying that back then when it first started, they weren't really for sure how the funding, if it was going to continue.
Yeah.
If the funding, I think his fear was if we started a program and then they weren't eventually going to fund it and we would be left having to fund it ourselves.
That's why it's called an allotment. It's kind of like a stipend. That's not the case. It's not a rule. I'm just saying that's why it's called this. If they stop funding, we don't have a responsibility to continue. We
Gotcha.
can't. We can't afford to fund it.
Because that first time that we saw it, it was still brand new, and even the lady, when we were at the St. Joe, I think it was, the lady was kind of like, we're not really for sure how this is going to look or what they're going to do. Or
We're in cohort G, I think.
But
we're way behind the game. Is that right?
But the way it is now, you're getting good interest from teachers. Wanting to get this. It's money.
It's money.
What's the most? What's the most money? At how much?
32,000.
It's actually 30.
So
36.
So the teacher could get a $36,000 raise with doing this.
That's correct.
That's a lot of money. That's a significant amount of money.
Are the teachers required to do, obviously the pre-test, the post-test?
And the state pays
are
that,
they
correct?
involved in,
Comes from the state
the
allotment. Yes.
capturing of data and all that, or is that all?
It goes into either the platform or the company we're using or something that we have already looking for. So it goes in, it's automatically, it's gonna be done. They're not, the teacher's
Can they
not
lose that
responsible.
designation?
Yes.
Yes.
If they're,
Yeah, you
if
can
they're.
gain it, if you can have it for several years, or you can move up. Like, you can get the minimum, you can hold it for so long, but you can also move up. But if you hit the highest, you can hold that for so long before you're required to have to redo it.
Does that if you get that certification, you get that extra money, does that benefit retirement?
It is TRS, that was your 5-year high for TRS, yes.
I mean, that's a no-brainer.
It's a
Unless
no-brainer.
you're in your last 5, then they gotta be careful.
I got you, but I mean, still, I mean, that's a
Oh, no,
that's a
big deal.
good
Yeah.
program, yeah.
It would still count 10% of that, Jesse. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It still would help. Sorry, we're doing some retirement talk.
Oh, no, yeah.
It's inside.
Does it
it's-
go towards their retirement?
Yes,
Well,
it can't,
yes,
it's
it does.
TRS.
It just-
Wow.
And they even bring this up in the training, but not going into too much in the weeds, but in the last 5 years, if you get capped at more than, you can't do more than 10% from the prior year based on a baseline year, so you get the feeling.
It was a Jesse James, conversation. Sorry.
That's actually something like, if you did jump up $36,000 in 1 year, but, you know, as long as you're early middle career, you're golden. No, no one's gonna turn it down. It's like, no, just keep it. If it doesn't go to my retirement, I don't want it.
No, never mind.
Yeah, every teacher.
And guess what? You can invest that. Okay. All right.
Awesome. Okay. Good.
Thank you, Jesse. All right. Superintendent report, just to summarize the attendance real fast. We are at 861 students, and we are at 95.14%.
95.14%.
88, I'm sorry. 881. 880, no. I was thinking of the high school numbers, 261. We're at 884 today. Sorry, 884 today.
In
Sorry about that.
She was
884.
about to bust out her calculator on you. She
I was
like,
thinking, at high school, was 262 to start the day. They ended
know
at
she was busting out the
261.
calculator.
So that's where my mind was. Yeah.
so
And it's been a long day for me too, by the way. All
I
right.
just rolled with it. I was like, I don't know where
All
I
right.
was.
So, and then we are working from a deficit budget, as I've told y'all before, but we're making healthy gains. I have sights on us being back to our zero balanced budget that I gave y'all at the first. So, when I give y'all a budget, I spend the money to zero balance. It's called a zero-based budget. That's good planning, but when things happen that's not in that budget, that can hurt you pretty bad. So the track for $125,000, another set of Chromebooks so that we can get our testing right for another $50,000. Those types of things have put us in negative, but we are working back in a very positive way. So I'll give you all a breakdown in our next board meeting. Because I was on the road, I didn't have that data today to give to y'all. I just want to let y'all know we are making positive gains back to zero. Okay?
no, you didn't get tattooed on the cafeteria fire as bad.
That was still a loss because we didn't have the budget for that. But yeah,
But it could have been.
But I will tell you what we
lot
get from
worse.
the ROI is going to be exponential. For what the $25,000 we paid in a deductible, because that's no longer grandfathered. Insurance will put in the new sprinkler systems. They will put in the whole nine. So we're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of work in that space for $25,000. So
Have they already started?
If it
helps.
Yes.
Just had asbestos abatement done, that alone costs over $50,000.
It's an ROIs.
As a part of that, right?
Yeah.
That thing was full of asbestos. You got to be kidding me.
1950 what?
Exactly.
So,
We had our kids eat.
Charlie's been on the front side of this thing. They've got it cleaned out now.
They're going to be done with mitigation this week. That means right now they're spraying down the walls. They already got everything out, and they're just getting it prepped to do the reconstruction. We'll have a plan before the end of the week.
Before the end of the week, we'll have it ready to go
Nice.
to start the build back. Charlie's been on top of it. So, and then I'll speak on behalf of Billy real fast. April 8th, we have a deep dive audit, safety audit. Billy has been eyeballs deep in that, and I will share this for the record. I probably shouldn't, but I got a phone call on the way to Galveston before our cruise, and it was our guy. What's his name? Then the auditor. Smith. And he was asking me about our officers that we have one in each building. he didn't see that in the MOU. He didn't read that in our MOU, but we do. So our paperwork, he said, is 1,000%. No schools turned in paperwork like what Billy has provided for them. So,
Mr. Detail over there.
so no, he said that was the best jacket he's had yet. So good job on that, Billy. So anyway,
He loves him some safety.
all right. Then we'll move on. Like I said, we'll get more detailed into the budget. Y'all saw all the reports for this consent agenda, but I'll break down each one of our budget lines, 11, 13, so y'all can see exactly where we're negative and what we're working on. Okay? All right, action items tonight. We have just a couple. One is the resolution. It's in your packet. You can recognize it because it has regular resolution type font print on it. What TASB provides for us. Hang on. Looks like this. And what a resolution is it's just the board giving permission for us to, this is policy that allows us to move forward with said program. We still are in the planning stages of this, but I did ask that they add a section on here that it says, now therefore, top of page 2, it says now therefore. I'm sorry. Be it further resolved, section 4, implementation clause. Be it further resolved that the superintendent shall ensure that all necessary implementation components of the Vista Hybrid Learning Academy are developed, documented, and included to these specifications, but that I would give you guys I will give y'all the report as what those, y'all, as we build this, y'all will continuously be in the know what this looks like. Does that make sense? Even though it's a procedure, not a policy, I put that in here so that y'all are in the active know what's happening. I just think that's important that we all work together with this new type program.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, you may.
Like when you originally brought it up, it seemed like it was pretty much all online, you know, and then they do extracurriculars in person.
Sure.
At the meeting last time, Ms. Harper was saying it was going to be kind of limited to juniors and seniors, and it would be limited to a class or two.
Right. Well, that was just a conversation we've had. We were working on, as we build this, that's exactly.
I'm just trying to figure out which it is.
Yeah. Our goal for this is to be an online, and I'll be honest with you, not even our local kids, a lot of our local kids, because we all had some questions, Bible questions that we went back and we addressed about, how about our dual language, our dual credit kids, if, they sit in the classroom or can they go home, that type of thing. Well, I made the point, this is going to be a program where they're going to, that's what I'm hunting for, I'm tired. They're going to apply for this program, so it wouldn't be the kids that are just here, like our local kids who do dual credit with us. This is its own program. They would be a part of the VISTA program, and they're part of our regular education program. And so the VISTA program is all online.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
And then they would come face to face for that, kind of like the homeschool kid
Is
for the one
VISTA
credit.
the name of the program that you're
Well,
choosing
we've been
to
talking
use?
about it. It's nothing as concrete or anything like that, but the vision that we have is, going beyond the walls, education without walls, that type of thing. We've not put that in there, but that inside the admin conversation, that's what it's centered around. So, even with Hartford, we've had conversations and things like that, and it's just about, we didn't do a good job of being definitive about what our local kids are enrolled in, and then the VISTA program is its own program. So there's not a mix between the two, and it looks to be all online with the face-to-face for the hybrid piece. Now, I said about 10% would still just be online in a traditional virtual. That was our goal, to keep it at about 10%.
10%, say that
So
again.
2 or 3 kids of the 20.
Would be,
What you would consider traditional virtual online.
completely online.
Completely online. Like we're talking about high school seniors per se who need 4 credits to graduate.
Sure.
That type of
They
kid.
could get all their
That type of
credits
kid.
online.
Right. That's the idea.
But if you're talking about a typical kid,
Mm-hmm.
would they do mostly online or
And
mostly? in
mostly
person, or
online.
Like a split?
My goal is that they would be online
Mostly online?
and then come for the extracurricular phase
Extracurriculars.
and extensions here, face to face.
Would it sounds like you're saying
Mm-hmm.
it's its own sort of program. We had that conversation
Right.
of like, are those kids they're graduating as Valley View ISC students? Would
Yeah.
we
We're
talk
working on
about, like,
policy
with
right now for
GPA
grades.
and all
Right.
that? I mean,
those are things we'll get finalized before we push this thing out for y'all. That's exactly what
Well,
that.
I mean, that's a good question because if you got a kid that's in class and you got a kid that is at home and they finish in the top 10% of their class, that's a legit question. I mean, I got another question. I mean, you got a kid like Texas that came in, right? Okay, so she does homeschool. She works all day, and then she comes for basketball practice, right?
That's correct.
What is the difference in between her and this program? I mean, what's the sell on this program? That's what I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, and I'm.
We get money for it.
Yeah. So the biggest issue is if we want to be on the
Not
forefront
for
of
us,
this.
for kids. Yeah, I know it. I know that.
I mean, for kids,
what we're
it'll
going to
be
get.
flexibility, so
Yeah.
if you want to do competitive cheer or stock shows all the time, or, then you can do both. Well, you
Or
don't have
you
to
want
do it
to, like a kid that wants to be an FFA, but they want to they're kind of like a homeschool kid.
Well,
right?
maybe-
They could do our
yeah.
online program, but still come, is that, I mean, is that?
Or their parents aren't capable of teaching them.
Right, or they don't want to deal with finding a program.
So my kids would have been in this program. Just kidding. Sorry. A little humor.
So again, the biggest sell is us to be an education service provider. I feel like we're responsible for all kids in our community, and I'm not just saying Valley View. I feel like there's a market here to if we we want to be on the front side of this, because right now with TEA and all the changes that TEA is making with homeschool, with the vouchers, they're making us compete for kids now. So we are creating a program that can allow us to be fiscally sound in the midst of all that else that's
I think
happening.
that's why Kathy was verifying, because in just discussions we've had is that you're not going to attract a kid that's going to do a hybrid where they're going to be mostly on campus and then just be out 2 days. Because if you're a homeschool kid, you don't want to have to abide by a regular schedule. I mean, that's the reason they homeschool.
We're really not even advertising to our local kids, to be quite honest.
Right.
This is an outreach to the community, but also to sell the relationship that we are here at Valley View, the relationship that we have. And to take it just one step further, my goal is that I told you we would become the Mecca of North Texas, and this is the first step, the next step in doing that.
Does anybody around here offer this program? Just out of curiosity? No.
I know. Now, Miss Hartford said, well,
Or they're starting
they're going to try to do it in their fifth high school.
Denton.
But Denton is going to try it.
Are they building a fifth high school?
Yes. So, but my
They
point.
got a lot of people.
So,
More than they need.
but understand the model that we're following. These districts are 20 times bigger than us. We're doing something for small school, rural school, and that is my expertise is rural school. And for us to work with these kids and these parents and give them their rural school opportunities at big schools, so they wouldn't even look at a big school. There are some of these kids out here in this community who would never even look at Denton to do this because of just the idea of what Denton is.
And already having this set up, if God forbid another COVID or something where we are forced online, you already have it.
We would be I'll be honest with you, we're already building Google Classroom and regular classrooms. If that ever happened again, the only thing stopping us now, because we've been so far behind technology-wise, is the one-to-one devices.
Yeah.
That's the only thing stopping us from going completely online as a district if we had to. Everything else is in place. Go ahead.
Okay, any kid doesn't have to be live inside this district. They could be living in Pilot Point.
Yeah, that's correct, sir.
Amarillo.
Amarillo. Yeah.
And that was also, because you said that, but then it sounded like they were going to have to come to campus.
Exactly.
Well,
They're living in Amarillo, they're not
well,
gonna
this
be able
is
to
how
come
we're
to
going
campus.
to, so to control that, we want to work out all the kinks with these first 15, 20 kids this year. And we are kind of looking at those juniors and seniors, to be honest with you, because they can't affect GPA yet. You have to have 4 consecutive semesters to qualify for ValSal. Does that? And I'm not saying top 10. I'm saying ValSal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So my point to that is, like Connor came last year. Even if he was top kid, he could not be valedictorian, but he could still be number 1 in class, but not valedictorian.
A junior could though, right?
But if you start as your junior, you could. So we got to take, those are things that we need to think about. But again, I want us to also look at who we're looking at selling this to, and you know.
Because you don't want people moving in just to that with that program from, like, let's say South Lake, where it's really hard to be in the top 10% and coming here their last 2 years to be in the top 10% because they.
Yeah. And that's
Do
why
you see what I'm saying?
that's why we're going to have a strict vetting process this first year.
Well,
this is an academy. We are allowing you to be a part of this. This is not regular.
Sure,
It's
sure,
a-
it's selective program.
It's a legit question though, because there was a valedictorian at Gainesville a couple years ago, and she attended ERA, Callisburg, and then finally landed at Gainesville so she could be valedictorian. So I mean that
It's a concern.
that's
Well,
that's I mean
why
it's a
everybody
legit
has that.
concern.
Every school has the 4 consecutive for that very thing right there. Should
Now,
have.
and
Should
I-
have.
And I think one other question I had thought of, which I think we discussed, but
To be in the top
the,
10%.
like honors at you know, pre-AP or AP weighted stuff, is that going to be?
We're working with TASB right now to talk about those. Yep. We're working on those
Will
those
dual
logistics
credit
right
also
now.
be part of that? Can you also do dual credit through that
These,
program?
in this program, they can do dual credit as a part of the hybrid program. Yes, they can, because they are a BVISD student that have access to those things.
Okay.
I mean,
Sorry, I didn't know.
no, and I
Hope
mean,
that clarified some stuff.
there's a
When I went here for that last
I was just checking.
there's still a lot of I mean there's still a lot of questions. I mean,
And there are
about
going to be
this.
questions. There are going to be
Well, and
questions.
I appreciate that you're gonna give us a report because,
Yeah.
you know, the other thing is funding, like, you know, you say we need so many students, and then if we're bleeding money to try to support this program at a certain point, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
Sure.
the hope is that that wouldn't happen, that obviously this is gonna,
Well, that's
you know, grow and.
that's why I have my thumb on the heartbeat of this whole thing.
But-
I'm not just handing this off. This is kind of like
But
my
we
thing.
can't,
Yeah.
like,
Go ahead.
Have you had much response to the survey?
Yes,
Paul?
she gave, this is what I wanted actually, Bridget, because we sent it out to our community. We didn't send this out to the other meccas of the world. We sent it to our community. And guess what? It's 50-50 yes and no. That's what I want. We don't want to sell this to our kids who are already locked in as students here. This is a program that's going to be outside our walls, outside the gates of a classroom per se. Does that make sense?
How many people filled the survey?
They didn't have that number. She's giving percentages today when I got
Would
I
you
got
be
it.
able to, if
I
you,
can find out. I just don't have it in front of me.
my mom for years was a homeschool teacher through the Denton ISD, but like
Man,
if a
that
student.
explains a lot.
I know it does.
That's
I mean,
like-
not a homeschool, like she taught like kids that like had cancer
Sure.
or.
Yeah, hospital, homebound.
Yeah, homebound teacher. Would you be able to transfer kids to this program that would need to be homebound? Would that be one option? I don't know how you, I
There are
don't even know how we do
considerations that we
homebound.
need to take because when we're looking at, we did touch base on this point with this Hartford. We have to look at IEPs because we can't offer certain things in IEP in this platform. So we'd have to have an IEP to conform to our platform. I'm
Yeah.
not saying no, but there is a process to
I see
that.
what you're saying.
And that also goes into our ADA compliance and things like that on the procedural side
Yeah,
of it.
that makes sense.
But again, we're working diligently, and we've all taken a break now. So now we're. I was in school board mode this afternoon when I got in my office. So now tomorrow we'll start doing personnel and platform, academy platform stuff. So anyway, any other questions? Those are great questions.
Do these kids? I mean, they have to take any state tests.
Yes, if they're freshmen or sophomores, they would. Yes, sir.
So
Do they have
like,
to come here to take it?
Or go, well, because it is online.
'Cause
We can lock down browsers. We have securely, we can lock down browsers anywhere. We want them to come here. That's part of that selection process this year. We're not just going out there across the whole state this year.
Yeah.
But in
I
the
would-
future,
I
it's something
mean-
we have to consider.
question.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
because I mean, that lockdown browser. I mean,
Feel like that
how are you going to
right
enforce
now.
it if they're looking around or looking down or looking? I mean,
The second one over here for.
no. I mean,
I can't answer.
You know what I mean?
I can't answer those things, Billy.
I can answer a little bit because I come down here for the testing. I usually observe.
Hey man, he's asking if they're off site.
No, I'm saying if they're off site, they're doing a lockout browser. We can't. I mean,
I might be talking
Take the
about
test and just
but I
stare at 'em?
believe They would have to come on campus to take the state.
that's. I mean, that's
that's
something.
what we're gonna- that's how we're gonna start.
They would have to be on site. I mean,
Yeah,
They have to be here, they have to be active.
the only way we can.
yeah.
because you'd have to. I mean, that's not even.
I know that. I know that Forney does it, but
And there's no-
they're in a different place in
And
this
there's no
program.
way
than we
to.
are. I'm
Well,
we're
you can
easing-
lock out their browser.
We're having a lot of good questions, but we're
That'd be
easing.
on camera.
Understand, I am easing into
I mean,
this.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
Yeah.
what's happening with dual credit.
Let's dip our toe into it instead of diving in.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think the state would allow us to do that.
Charter schools have to have.
Yeah, they'd have to be. I mean, because I mean, that lockout, you have to be on camera and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
the dual credit ones are on camera.
Yeah.
The dual credit classrooms are a camera. You take that test on a camera. They can see if you're looking around. They can they can see.
Monitor your eyes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Again, there's going to be a lot of questions as we go through this. That's why I want there to be open dialogue. These are great questions. We're working on it. We're working on all this stuff right now with diligence.
Well, I mean, is it?
What happens is this is a resolution. This allows y'all to give us permission to start working toward the real program. Right now, it's just, this is all theory until y'all make a decision on the resolution here. This becomes policy that allows us to follow through with the procedures for us to move forward. Yes, ma'am. That's what this is all about today. We'll wait for Kathy to come back.
Well, I mean, I understand that we'll get money for it. But there's no way, like I'll use Texas because she came. There's no way Texas will be in this program.
If her parents wanted her to, and she made it through the process, she could be.
Which could be, but will she be? I guess.
If a kid like a Texas applied for this, I can really guarantee you that because of her intrinsic motivation and her aptitude, she would be a part of our first cohort.
She's not old enough.
She'll be a freshman. She's an 8th grader. No, wait, she's a 7th grader.
She's a
She'll be an 8th grader.
She'll be an 8th grader.
Right. So she wouldn't we're not looking to do junior high. This is a high school. This year it's a high school
But
focused.
for some reason, I want to say her
But a kid
parents
like
said
that, but a
she
kid
was
like that in
about
high school would
to
be someone we would
high
look
school
at.
classes.
She's done. I've already talked to her father. He's asked me for advice about her stats. She's finished all of her curriculum for junior high, but she starts to eat into her high school eligibility now. He has to be very careful.
Oh, yeah.
Because she only has 4 years.
That's correct. But again, I don't want to. We keep saying her name. We haven't said her last name, so because this is being recorded. But we haven't reached FERPA or anything like that. But my point is, I don't want to go too much further in that conversation.
All right, good enough.
So, any motion? Are y'all ready to take motion? This just allows us to move forward. Go ahead, sir.
So this is basically just to allowing you to continue to do R&D.
It allows us to start really finish the conversations with TASB about the policies and the procedures that go with this. This goes to policy, gives us the right to make the local, the handbooks and all the things that the drafts we've shown y'all. Does that make sense? We've done a lot of the heavy lifting already. This gives us permission to actually start to promote the procedures and the program to certain people.
But the kids, like as far as coming on campus, they'd come on campus for extracurricular. Can they come on campus for anything else? Like now, if you're a homeschool student, you get to come for one extracurricular,
one period, and
one period, and then any after school practice. So like if you had a kid that was a homeschool kid that wanted to do band, they would come for the band period, practice period. But they couldn't come to the athletic period. They'd have to wait until the athletic period ended and then come after.
Well, our band is not during the athletic period. It's a different time here.
That's what I mean.
It'd be 2 periods.
Well, a hybrid kid, if they were an athlete too, they did both. They could come for both.
They can come for ag.
They come do ag class and do the extensions. Yeah.
But
There's no limit. There's no limit on a hybrid kid.
No,
on a homeschool kid, there is, but not a hybrid kid.
That's where I think Eric's trying to get the clarification is.
So,
So as a hybrid, if they wanted to do ag mechanics and athletics,
sure can.
They can do that.
If they did 4 classes at home, they could come in. If they were face to face and those were extracurricular, they could do 4 here. That's why it's hybrid.
Well, they have
That's
to
the
get certain
definition.
Designations too, right? I mean, so you have to offer certain.
They'll be on a pathway just like a normal
Pathway,
kid. Yeah, normal pathway. But in the classroom, it's a different PEMS code. So even if they're on site, it's their face to face part of their hybrid.
So they could do every class except they could be part of the hybrid program, do every class here except algebra.
Well,
is there a certain number
four,
of classes?
four.
So they can't exceed 4 classes.
That's, I didn't say that. That's what we would look to do. Is the max would be 4 face to face. Max is 4 face. So it's still hybrid. Half and half. Half and half is hybrid. That's just logic. It's just logic. There's not a law against it. I'm just saying.
No, right. I just think I think
It's our policy. It's what we
you'll
choose to
have
do.
to have a policy that would be enforceable. Because I mean, there's kids who might say, "All right, I'll take every class here except
all my academics,
algebra," or I'll come here and take the fun stuff, and I'll do the hard stuff at home. And It could. I mean, I'm just.
So I think that's where we need to start to
Yeah.
we need to evolve the conversation because everybody wants to rest in COVID and rest in cheating. But as AI has come on board, education, I told y'all, has been this pendulum back and forth, tossed, task, tax, star. All it's done is gone back and forth. Ms. Knowles can attest. Now with this, we are setting trajectory for education now for Valley UISD, and it's no longer that. It's what we say it is. And we have to work within the box of the legalities and what the state says, but we can still be innovative inside that box. And that's what I'm asking y'all to allow us to do.
No question. I mean, but I mean, as far as like cheating, you can go on 10 different AI websites and get a report written for you in 30 seconds. I mean, I do think that's a legitimate concern. But at the same time, they're going to have to pass their state tests. So I mean, to get EOC, and if all they've done is cheated, then they'll fail their EOC and they won't graduate anyway.
The platform that we're looking
Yeah.
at using actually looks for that.
Sure, absolutely, it does.
It actually
Yeah.
monitors.
We're trying to find the programs that
Generic
are as,
phrases, words that are
as
I get
dynamic
it.
as we are, as dynamic like they're ever evolving.
You almost
evolving.
have to. Yeah. Okay. No, I mean it's a good dialogue to ask the questions
for sure.
and talk.
This
for
is
us to
great.
talk about.
This is great.
So. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we looking for a motion?
We're looking for a motion.
I move the VVISD School Board approve the resolution regarding the creation of the VVISD Vista Hybrid Learning Academy as presented.
All right. We have a motion by Christie to approve the resolution regarding the creation of the VVISD Vista Hybrid Learning Academy as presented. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Kathy Ritchie. So any other questions, any discussion? All right, all in favor of approving the resolution regarding the creation of the VVISD Vista Hybrid Learning Academy as presented, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, motion passes.
Second one's a lot easier. Library, we followed the guidelines to put the library books up that they want to have purchased for secondary. We've gone through the whole process. I've put that list, I attached that list inside your packet. Looks like this. Looks like this.
The Giver?
The Giver. You can watch the movie pretty close, actually. You don't have to have AI on that one. Just watch the movie, nail it.
Obsession? The Party?
Right, Ella likes those
Street
books.
Lot People?
Uglies.
Isn't that a movie, like a science fiction movie, Uglies?
It should be. I don't know what that is.
Who picks these books?
Good
The
question.
kid, yeah, they go to their teachers. Teachers come to go.
Take suggestions, but also in our library aides work with our
Miss Martinez.
librarian that we hired for the service center. And make
So-
sure and vet and go through that. And then it's been
We can't get in
posted
trouble for any of these books.
for any public input.
Depends on who.
Hot Mess?
Is Richard Womack gonna come up
He
here?
might. He might.
Waste of Space?
But
Why are they some in bold and some not in bold?
I think the bold ones are new. Those new, Jesse? No. Maybe they have new ISBN numbers because The Giver is an old book that we've all read or should have.
Oh, yeah.
The Giver? I never
Yeah.
read it. What's it about?
It's like a science fiction.
Science fiction book. You black and white. Then you start to kind of break the rules. You start to see color, and then it's on.
We read Huck Finn.
Is that pretty good?
Tom
Apple.
Sure,
Sawyer.
there's a
Apple
reason
in
why we
there?
shouldn't have it.
Pretty
What,
quick.
is this War Games one? Is this the Matthew Broderick movie War Games version? It's a great movie, by the way. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it.
I don't know. That James Patterson book. That's right.
Too Uncool for School. R.L. Stein. It's also a good
Goosebumps.
movie. Good movie.
Goosebumps. Yeah.
All right, no issues.
I move that the VVISD School Board approve the purchase of the VVISD secondary library books as presented.
All right, we have a motion. All right, we have a motion by
Brian.
Kathy and a second by Brian to approve the purchase of the VVISD secondary library books as presented. Any discussion? Any questions? All in favor of approving the books, please say aye. Opposed? Books are passed.
Buy the books
Beautiful.
for the children.
All right. That.
Hey, that's off of Elf. The children love the books.
Books for the babies.
There's no information items tonight, so we'll move at this time into executive session
All
to
right.
discuss Chapter 21 contracts.
All right. Wonderful. We'll take 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Coming out of closed session at 7:56, regular board meeting for March 23rd, 2026. Action item,
I move that the VVISD School Board approve the Chapter 21 contracts as presented.
Okay, so we got a motion to approve Chapter 21 contracts by Jamie Knowles,
I'll second.
a second by Christy Tarrant. Any questions or discussions? Okay, all in favor of approving the Chapter 21 contracts as presented, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
I've got to abstain.
4-0.
Yep.
Brian Hoffman abstains.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
Yep.
All in
Make a
favor?
motion to observe,
To adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Kathy. Any seconds? Second by
Christie.
Christy.
In.
All in favor to adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Meeting adjourned.
That concludes our regular